Hello everyone and welcome back to my B&B Everyday YouTube channel. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Having locked the door of the main office at Forrester Creations, Carter and Hope celebrate their palm by turning up the heat. Soon they're making love on the settee, as have so numerous couples before them. Meanwhile at Brooke's house, she catches Katie up on what went down with Ridge. He indicted me of taking sides, she sighs, adding that they both love their children but there are limits. Katie is blown down to hear that Ridge called Hope a slut, let alone that he demanded Brooke protest her son off the property. Katie finds it delicate to believe that the property isn't big enough for both of them, but Brooke elaborates that when she refused to bobble Hope from the cabin, he took off for corridor unknown. This property is enormous, points out Katie. There's got to be at least an acre between the house and the cabin, between Hope and Ridge. That's not enough space for him? Katie can see why Ridge would be upset with Hope and Carter, but doesn't like that Brooke's come contributory damage in this battle for control of the company. Katie's inversely worried to hear Ridge walked out in the middle of his fight with Brooke. He's going to come back, Katie predicts. He's going to come to his senses and apologize for what he did. For her part, Brooke's not so sure. Exhausted by everything that's happened, Brooke defenses herself to go to bed. At the Sandhouse, Taylor and Steffi rally around Ridge, who admits he shouldn't have said some of the effects he said. The words just kept coming out of my mouth, he recalls. I could have handled myself more. I don't like losing control like that. Dispensable to say, Steffi didn't have a problem with what her pater had said to Hope. I'm glad you didn't hold back, she admits. Hope had it coming. She put us in this situation. What she did was far worse than the words that came out of your mouth. She orchestrated the whole thing. No way, forget that. Brooke defending Hope? I mean, you got out in the nick of time. Steffi and Taylor agree that Ridge is exactly where he needs to be. In his darkened room, having digitized the print of Elektra, Remy uploads it into an dispatch and fires it off to Katie. At Brooke's house, as she's preparing to leave, having promised to lock up, Katie's phone buzzes. She checks her dispatch and is appreciatively shocked to see the altered print of Elektra. Oh my God! She gasps. In Forrester Creations salon, Elektra expresses concern to Will about Carter's achievement since he brought her and Ivy in. She admits she's upset about her future at Forrester. Breaking out his killer smile, Will suggests she not worry about anything, be it her job or Remy's appearance in Los Angeles. Focus on all the good in your life right then, right now. Nothing and nothing is going to take that down from you. Easily ignorant of the tropical shoe about to drop, Elektra smiles and kisses her beau. In the main office, Carter and Hope spoon on the settee, having just had what he calls the perfect end to a stressful day. He adds that Ridge and Steffi would freak out right now if they saw us. Hope doesn't care. This is your settee now, she says, and your office. She is still upset about her mama and how this whole mess will impact Brooke's relationship. At that veritably moment, Ridge is being cheered on by Steffi and Taylor at the Precipice House. Not about to admit that Hope and Carter might have had a valid point or two. Steffi says what they did was sick, a pathetic attempt to impale you in the reverse and seize power. Taylor adds that Brooke should be shamed and affrighted on your behalf, rather of supporting Hope's achievement. Ridge feels blindsided, especially since Brooke was the bone who told him what Carter and Hope were over to. Eventually, Taylor says she's glad Ridge came to them. This house is a safe place for you, she says, moving closer. This house is a safe place for you where no bone will let you down. She adds that a life with Brooke always seems to affect in Ridge being in pain. It doesn't have to be like that. Steffi and I are then for you. We support you. We love you. We'll always love you. Thanking her, Ridge pulls Taylor into his arms as Steffi stands back, watching her parents clinch. Carter Walton and Hope Logan will spend a little further time celebrating their palm, so they'll share some sizzling moments and embrace all the changes they've set in stir. This achievement has clearly made a splash around the office, but Hope and Carter won't have any regrets. Since this is commodity Carter and Hope feel was necessary, they'll drink all the mayhem they've caused with their Forrester leadership shakeup. Still, Hope and Carter's bubble is bound to burst ultimately, so they'd more enjoy this calm before the storm while they can. Zen Forrester Dominguez will pick a side, so he'll determine that he can't go against the Forresters. Zend will decide to team up with Eric Forrester, Rich Forrester, and Steffi Forrester, so he'll feel good about choosing his family over the serpents in this feud. Over with Remy Price, he'll plot his Minatory coming way. Remy's plans will take a more disturbing turn, so both Elektra Forrester and Will Spencer had more brace for drama. Since Remy has been making fresh deepfake prints of Elektra, it won't be long until he gets ready to post them and ruin her Forrester future with the reproach. Still, also Remy may consider doing commodity indeed more extreme, like conniving to exclude Will altogether. If that doesn't move Elektra to leave city and gutter Will. No matter how it all goes down, Remy will have an unrighteous light and will make some disquieting prognostications about what's brewing. Remy is sluggishly proving to observers exactly what he's able of, so we'll bring you updates on all the astounding news ahead. The preamble to chaos will begin for Elektra, who'll roll over the coming round of blurted prints latterly. Sheila Sharp could get suspicious after a major Forrester-related reproach breaks out. Remy Price has released deepfake prints of Elektra Forrester in the history, and is about to do it each over again. It looks like Remy may make sure these libelous snaps are tied to the jewelry line launch. That way, Elektra's career will get tainted before she ever has a chance to truly get it off the ground in Los Angeles. Sure enough, Elektra will get fired and most likely discover herself wondering if she indeed belongs in LA presently. It's easy to see Remy letting commodity slip to Sheila about how he may not be sticking around later each. Remy wants to get out of Los Angeles and conceivably head to New York with Elektra, at least in this delusional interpretation of the future that lives in his head. At Il Giardino, Sheila might start asking questions about Elektra and see just how hung up Remy seems. Remy could open up about how he was the only one truly there for Elektra when the first deepfake print reproach happened. Maybe Remy will play down Elektra's connection with Will Spencer and argue that he's the bone who needs to support her through the alternate print reproach too. Sheila has carried out plenitude of schemes, so she might end up suspecting that Remy set all this in stir. To satisfy her curiosity, Sheila might steal Remy's laptop out of his bag and do some poking. What if Sheila finds evidence that Remy is the source of Elektra's doctored prints? What might Sheila do with that information? Sheila has committed far worse transgressions, but she's on a better path these days. It's possible Sheila would take Elektra's side over Remy's and decide to tell her the verity. Sheila might hope it'll score her some points with John Finnegan if she exposes a creep who's targeting a Forrester. Since Steffi Forrester is fond of Elektra, Sheila could at least earn a smidge of gratefulness. Delivering this Remy news presumably wouldn't ameliorate Sheila's situation all that much, but she could keep dicing down at that terrible character of hers. Sheila might hope that if she pulls off enough good deeds, she might make enough progress to have a relationship with Finn and Hayes Forrester Finnegan. Still, it's also possible Sheila could swing in a completely different direction if she blackmails Remy rather. Remy might swear he'll do anything if Sheila keeps his secret, so perhaps Sheila could find some way to use him as her supporter. Whatever the case, someone has to learn what Remy's caching sooner or laterly. It would be delightful if Sheila first made the discovery. Remy may have to make some exigency updates to his plot if effects start falling piecemeal.